Hello snowboarders of the internet, I am your host TC and this is Top 5s, the only weekly top 5 show in snowboarding that you come to see what is going to be the best all-mountain freestyle binding of the 25-26 season. If you're shopping online, go ahead and click those affiliate links down below, and that way you know you're getting them from a reputable dealer. Number 5 is the Jones Mercury FASE. This is brand new binding for this year, but it definitely rips. Where you do have a unibody chassis on it, so you're not going to be able to move that heel cup. You'll use the actual base plate, just like in the regular Jones bindings, to slide this thing back and forward. But what really makes this thing a great freestyle binding is the high back mixed with the ankle strap. So you do have a stiffer ankle strap than what's on the regular Mercury, so that gets you a little bit more locked in, but the high back just feels a little bit softer torsionally than the regular Mercury does. So it still allows you to be able to tweak things, but you do get a nice response. The chassis does sit a little bit lower as well, so when you do need to really load up that ollie and shift all that weight back, it's not going to hinder you one bit. It's actually going to help you just a tad, just be able to shift it a little bit more, but that stiffer ankle strap is still going to keep you locked in, where when you go to shift that weight, it doesn't absolutely just fold on you. It'll give you a little bit of help there. Number 4 is the Ride Drone. This is also a new binding for this year. It took the place of the A6, but I think it's much better than the A6 was, where you do have a thicker urethane pad underneath, so it really absorbs all that chatter and everything that would be coming through that aluminum chassis. And it's also got a new and improved ankle strap on it as well. So that ankle strap is going to really disperse a lot of that pressure because it is molded. You're not getting any of that padding from it, but you do get an exoskeleton on it, so it does kind of lock you in there as well. But it's just a very comfortable strap. So you do get a little bit of precision with a little bit of playfulness there. So it's not a total lock-in feeling. And that high back is also gonna give you a little bit of torsional play as well. Even though it is gonna be on the wider side there, it still has that play to the outside, but when it comes time for that heel toe movement, it has been reinforced on that lower section, so you still get all of that heel toe response you need, but you have that little bit of play, so you don't totally feel like you just have to absolutely charge on this thing the whole time. You can have a little bit more of a fun, playful ride to it. Number 3 is the Jones Mercury. So I know we had the Mercury FASE as number 5, but this one still has a special place in my heart with that skate tech, so you can still drive into turns, really get that power to the edge. But when it comes time to get freestyle with this thing, you totally can. You do have that ankle strap where you can flip it over and have it to that freestyle setting, giving you a little bit more pressure on the top of your foot right about here, as opposed to on that ankle. So what that's gonna do for you is that's just gonna make it a little bit more playful. You get a little bit more ankle movement where you need to press on a rail or butter around. You can still totally do that. And the other great thing about this binding is that high back sits nice and low. So you don't have any pressure points in the back of your calves or anything like that. You still do get that heel to toe response with it. When it comes to torsional flex on this binding, you'll notice it sits a little bit higher on your boot, so it's gonna lock you in lower, but allow a little bit more play up top to it. It makes it a great freestyle binding, especially when you're going for those side hits and you gotta carry some speed into it. It's nice and comfortable for that. While I have you here, you might as well like, subscribe, click that bell, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss any of our scheduled programming. Number 2, the Union Force. This binding has become one of our favorites here at Angry, where before that binding really hasn't changed in about 20 years. Now with this new version, it's amazing. The ankle strap feels great on this binding, where it does have a little bit of padding, but it also has that mold on the outside, so you do get some response to it, where it's not just gonna be super loosey-goosey. And the dampening on this thing is amazing. They've added those bushings underneath the binding, which really absorb chatter well, and that top foam layer underneath your foot does the same thing. So not a lot of vibration are coming through, and you can really charge with this thing. It holds up extremely well in really any condition. And it definitely excels at those higher speeds and popping off of side hits, jumps, all of that. This binding can really do pretty much anything you need it to. Honorable mentions. Remember, these are all great options. They just weren't able to crack our top 5 this year. The first one is the Bataleon Astro Asymmetrical Wrap. So this binding is amazing, especially with that asymmetrical wrap to it, so it still allows some lateral play towards the outside, but you can still drive that power to the middle. The ankle strap on this binding might be one of the thickest I've ever seen on a molded strapped binding, but it's still nice and comfortable. It locks you in, it's huge, it'll pretty much engulf your whole ankle, but that is great because it's not really giving you any weird pressure points or anything like that. These bindings are truly amazing, where it might be some of the best design work that Bataleon has. The second is going to be the Salomon Highlander. This binding is definitely on the stiffer side of things, but with that shadow fit system where you have those soft heel cups to it, it still allows you to really get some lateral movement there, but still feel nice and locked in, where you can really ratchet this thing down, get that toe to heel going, and pretty much just be able to butter and jib your way out of anything if you have to, because of that shadow fit system. And the final honorable mention is going to be the Rome Katana FASE. Now, this binding, a little bit different than most of the bindings on this list. I know we already had a FASE version on this list, but this thing is truly a great binding as well, where it has that updated Ox-Tech strap on it, so super comfortable and really just grips your ankle really well. Doesn't give you a whole lot of pressure points, if any. I didn't have any when I tried it on. I don't believe Avran had any either. I know he loves the Ox-Tech straps, and this toe strap molds pretty well. As you can see me just poking it out with my finger, this thing holds really well, and you do have that asymmetrical on it as well. So when you do need to get all of that pressure to the outside and really shift some weight, it's gonna allow you to do that. It's not gonna keep you super locked in there. These have been the honorable mentions. Remember, they are all great viable options. They just weren't able to crack our top 5 this year. If you're looking for another way to get involved in the Angry Snowboarder community, head on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. Sure, I could explain what it is here, but we have a great video over there getting into it really in depth. And the #1 all-mountain freestyle of the 25-26 season is going to be the Rome Katana Asymmetrical Wrap. I know we had a couple asymmetrical wrap bindings on this list with the Katana FASE and the Bataleon Astro Asym, but this one is just a little bit above those two, where it's super damp. It's gonna have a great ankle strap and toe strap on it, where that toe strap just molds around any boot. You can literally ratchet that thing down as hard as you want, and it's just gonna keep stretching. Pretty much by the time I finish getting strapped into the Rome Katana asymmetrical wrap binding, that's a mouthful. That whole toe is just completely covered with the strap. They're super comfortable. They work extremely well, especially if you need a little bit of help because you have bad knees, hips, whatever it is. This binding is gonna really take it to the next level for you, where it's gonna cut down on all that chatter, especially if you do have a super lively board. I would highly recommend putting these on it, where you can still charge on it, you can still pretty much hit anything you want, but it's gonna give you just enough play to really be able to tweak those grabs and just throw your weight to the nose or to the tail of the board because of that asymmetrical wrap. This thing is extremely comfortable, definitely one of our favorites here at Angry, but that binding, it can just really do anything. Definitely one of those workhorses for that whole Rome line, where they make great bindings, and this one is no exception. That's why it is our #1 all-mountain freestyle binding of 25-26 season. I've been your host TC, and this has been the top 5 all-mountain freestyle bindings of the 25-26 season. If you don't agree with this list, leave a comment down below. Let us know what your favorite all-mountain freestyle bindings are, and that will have zero effect on our future lists.